Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish. Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Gotcha. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Good to be here with you. And happy to be back. First time I talked this morning, need to clear the pipes. Goodness. And clear the eyes. I woke up this morning at 6 o'clock, except it was 2 o'clock. And I thought it was 6 o'clock. Got up, got washed, got dressed, came in, sat down, noticed David Wish was on. Wow, how cool is that? 6 o'clock in the morning. So I clicked on, said, hello, David. He said, what are you doing up? I said, well, I always get up at 6 o'clock or thereafter. He said, well, it's 2 o'clock. And then I looked. So I went back to bed. Which made it a little more difficult to get up this morning. Okay. But here I am. Let's see, we need to get rid of this. And we need to get, there we go. We're good. We're good, sort of. Well, that's interesting. My YouTube is not showing live. Maybe if I reboot it. That's odd. Well, there it is. YouTube is not showing. There we got it. So, good morning, everybody. Gene Campbell, hi there. Let's run through and see who's here. Been saying a lot of hellos this morning to folks who got in as early as 6 o'clock this morning. Alexander is here, and he's got some exciting news. He got some pistos, double reds or triple reds, the other day, and they have spawned. So he's worried about that. It'll be just fine, Alexander. They take care of their babies really well. It'll be a couple of days before they catch, and then another 2 or 3 days before they're swept. Corrals her babies and will move all over the tank. So you want to make sure there's nothing else in there that is going to eat the babies up. So if you can, take everything else out. You can leave the male in. Take everything else out. Any other species of fish that are in there, if you can do that. Otherwise, if you want to save the babies, then wait until they're free swimming. She'll keep them together and protect them. And then you can take them out with a siphon and start growing them up. You need to get some microworm culture going. If you can locate that and get it going, that'll be perfect. That's the best food to feed the new babies. They're very tiny. They're really too small for right away for brine shrimp, baby brine shrimp. We can talk more about that later if you have more questions. Excuse me. Let's see. Where was it? Naresh. Hello, Naresh. Brad Hobbies. Hello, Brad. Glassbox Fox. Nice to have you with us. Canistio. Why isn't this moving? Patrick Paulson. Markio 306. Roman Chirac. Mike D. Hello, Mike. Nice to see you. James Handy. Hannah Robinson. Hannah has been over on Discord with a bunch of us. She's struggling to catch fish in a big vat that she has magnificent plants growing in. So sadly, she's having to pull them out. She wound up with a disease that came in with some new fish, and it's just playing havoc with her tank. So it's kind of a disaster. And we're just hoping that it all works out for her. Stephen has got a hand at it, and he's helping out, and I'm sure that'll turn the corner for her. James Handy. Tori. Hello, Tori. Might mention also, while Tori is here, Tori is our chief moderator on Discord and is doing a yeoman's job. It's a wonderful, wonderful site. There are upwards of 100 people on the fatherfish Discord channel talking about fish all day long, developing friendships and just having a really good time. Frugal Aquatics. Hello, Frugal. Patrick Paulson, James Sandy. Who else? Duco. Hello, Duco. Nice to have you here. Mermaids Chorus. Hello, Mermaids Chorus. Chevy Fish. Frugal, I think I mentioned Frugal Aquatics. James Handy. Jane Campbell. Hi, Jane. Looks like I'm down to the bottom there. Duco. We got a crew in here, don't we? There's Patrick, Gene, Chevy, Stephen. Hi, Stephen. Nice to see you. Fish Dreams. Good morning, Fish Dreams. Hello, hello. Tam Shepard, Jason C. And we're down the bottom. Roman Chirac. Too much coffee. Ah, yeah, me too. Jason Agoy. Told me it wasn't authorized, Gene. I'll tell you what. We can do that. Tori can do that, I think. I can do that too. I'm going to do that right this very second. We'll get you authorized right now. Yeah, once you get on Discord, then we need to click on you. You're not in the list. Go on and if you can get on there. Gene, now wait a minute. Let's see. Here we go. Gotcha, Gene. Gotcha. You are now Snook. You are now eligible to post. Welcome. Welcome, Jane Campbell. Good job. Okay. Zachary Gorilla, waiting on FedEx. I spend half my life waiting on FedEx. One direction or the other. You're okay now, Gene. You can post. Tim, all September. You know, you don't have a wrench. Let me do that right now. Tori, Jane, Chevy. Okay. And Chevy is posting Fatherfish Discord. Patrick Polson asked me if I had a surprise before we came on. And I said, Patrick, you are highly intuitive. Because actually I do. And I mentioned something to Naresh about it. He and I have a private chat on Discord. That's another thing that's nice about Discord. You can have private chats there. It's like a private email service, which is just real convenient. Anybody else who's on there, you can set up a private chat with them, and even do you can even do video, live video. So it's pretty cool. I think you may have to spend a couple of bucks to do that, but it is available, and it's also available to be able to do live streaming. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I plan to. So, surprise. I don't know about surprise, more announcement. Hello, Ben Ponte. Good morning to you. Nice to see you. I've been at this. Here we go. changes. I've been at this live stream in the morning now for a year, every day for a full year. I've been feeling for a while now like I'm running out of gas. Just it's not the repeating myself. I don't mind that so much. Just finding that it has taken over half of my life, and continues to. And part of my reason for getting out of the shop was to get some of my life back. And I'm feeling frankly the same way about the live stream. It's got me by the short hairs. I've been feeling for a while, for a month or more at least, that and I was very pleased that Joey was coming on stronger and stronger, because I felt like she was really the future of this time slot. And I talked to her about that, told her that I really felt like she was becoming the kind of the dominant personality on the stream, which was certainly true, and I think highly desirable. Um, so I'm going to stop doing daily live streams. I need the other thing that's important for me is I've really run out of gas on my channel. It's not going anywhere. I'm not getting quality videos made, partly because I'm spending so much time doing this. The time that I would otherwise spend making videos, I'm spending live online. Um, and I need to I need to recharge and reimagine and restructure my channel. I think it's kind of gone as far as I can go with what I'm doing, and I need to evaluate where I'm at and what I'm doing, and what I can do better. Jason saying, "Wish I could be there with you to help with ideas." Well, we can do that. We can do that on Discord. I'm going to stay on Discord. Um, I will be on more than I have been. I've not been on a great deal, once a day or so for a few minutes. The world's smallest fish room. Hello, hello. Raven Thomas. Micah Aquatics. So, in any case, um, I understand that Joey is thinking about doing a live stream. I hope she does. I think it would be exciting and great fun, and I think everyone would really enjoy it. So I'm going to step aside on this time slot, and if she wants this time slot, it'll be available to her to be able to do that. It's amazing what you guys have done to make. We've got 57 people in here watching right now. 57 people in the first 10 minutes of or 15 minutes of our stream. we've had upwards of 100 consistently. And by the end of this stream, it'll be close to 100. Nobody else with a small channel is doing that. It's just, you've been absolutely remarkable, and just really delightful. And it's been fun, but I'm out of gas, guys. I got nothing left. And I need to, my channel's not going anywhere. One of the difficulties with doing a live stream is that it does not build your channel. And it probably really takes away from it in some respects. Who is this saying? Stephen, be willing to do a live or come up on Discord. Maybe I can help with some ideas. I think we could get together on Discord, Stephen. You're already there. It's easy enough to do live there, and that would be great fun. And would we could encourage people from a number of other channels to come over. That would be very exciting, Stephen. Very exciting. Fish dreams, thank you. Well, a year's long enough. It really is long enough. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. It's kind of the way I felt about the shop. I didn't want to die there, and I don't want to die here. And if I don't get another host, this will kind of languish, and I don't want to go through that again. Frankly, it's too painful. It's too painful. I don't want to go through it again. But I guess what I really am feeling is a tremendous love for all of you and for all of the people who have been so supportive and so consistent in coming in and saying hello and participating in this daily struggle for whatever it is we're struggling for. I want to do that struggle. I want to take that struggle back to my channel, back to my videos, and start making videos that are really worth doing. I haven't done much lately. It's been months since I've made a really good video, maybe more than months. Jane's needing tissues again. When's the last stream? I'm going to stream tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the last one. And I'm just going to do an hour each day, 9 to 10. So let's get into some stuff. Enough of all that. Don't need to belabor the point. If you want to talk about it, I'm happy to talk about it. But let's see if we can get into some content here. Zachary suggests starts by making videos on topics and specific fish. Would love to hear your stories. That's the kind of thing I need to do. And collecting stuff. I'm still out trying to collect, as old and feeble as I am. And I need to be able to do videos. And to do that, I need to get my GoPro working. I've lost half of it. So I may need to buy another one. But we'll try to do that together. No more weekends. I'm not going to do weekends either, Gene. I may reconsider that in a week or so. Let me back off a bit and get a feel for it. The weekends are pretty nice, actually, and it's a lot of fun. And that might be a reasonable thing to do to continue the weekends. Let's see. James is saying, if I convert my 40 to my substrate, fatherfish substrate, should I add a root tab under my Amazon store? You can, but you don't need to. It'll be just fine. The substrate will provide adequate nutrition for years to come. Roman, who showed us his wonderful resurrection freezer tray the other day, just gorgeous. He said the rushes and reeds have woken up and are reaching for the sky after a week indoors. They came out of frigid water, so it took a while to warm up. Might move them to my tubs. Good idea. That you did such a nice job with that, Roman. That was that was really very inspiring. um, Donald Drew, do you recommend disinfecting dipping plants before planting in your aquarium? It depends entirely on where you get them, Donald. I brought some plants back yesterday from the wild and wound up with a dragonfly larvae, pretty good sized one, about an inch long in there, which I nearly shipped out. I found it in the bag on its way out the door, so fortunately I caught it. That would have been disastrous. Um, so if you're bringing things in from the wild, but generally any plants you buy from a fish store or from another hobbyist really don't need any kind of disinfecting at all. They're in a habitat that is not that does not contain any of the problems that you would otherwise run into with wild caught stuff. See if I can touch this without knocking it dead. I don't want to touch it. We've gone we've gone dead on the mic 2 days in a row. I don't want to do that again. Um, I recommend disinfecting if you're bringing fish in from the wild. Oh, Stephen, I've been thinking for a while now about recording the fish procedures and surgeries I do. I've had so many people ask me and tell me I should. I think that could be a wonderful thing for Discord or even a video by itself. I've already recorded a bunch simply because it's policy. We should talk more about it later. Absolutely. I think that's the kind of thing that and you really ought to have a channel, a YouTube channel, Stephen. If you don't, that would be an ideal place to be able to post just that kind of thing, and would be a tremendous resource for the hobby. Hello, Coffee. Nice to see you. Yeah, Stephen is on Discord routinely, so if you haven't gotten over there, by all means do so. Uh, that's where that's where a lot of the spontaneous action is going to be for a while. So check it out. Lisa's talking about coffee mugs. We still have coffee mugs. I ordered a big bunch of coffee mugs. I got a whole shelf full of them over there, and they're very nice. 25 bucks gets you your very own fatherfish coffee mug. Maybe we will do the weekend so I can sell coffee mugs. By the way, for anyone who's interested, I was able to catch about 50 Illosoma evergladi. That's the pygmy sunfish. They are available. I've got enough now to be able to fill some orders. They're six for $60. They're $10 each. On Get Gills, they are on Get Gills. You can buy them direct on PayPal. Uh, Either way, it doesn't matter. There's a small fee with Get Gills, but it's not a great deal. You can buy them there, or you can buy them on PayPal. PayPal, somebody will post the link. I think Chevy Fish just did. The account name is fatherfish at fatherfish.net or Lewis Foxwell. Either will work. You can also get a coffee mug on PayPal, same way. Anyway, they're available. I have also Formosa available, and I'm going to have some other native fish available in fairly short order. There's a local place I collect, and these are all FOs. They're all wild caught, and they're in. I put them in my tanks before I sell them, so they're they're healthy and doing doing really well. Oh, Gene Campbell, I'll always support you. You've improved my fish keeping beyond what I ever dreamed I could achieve. Maybe you could just go take a little vacation. Thank you. And thank you, Gene. That's kind of what I need, I think, is a vacation. I need to just get away from everything for a while. Give me a chance to think through what I'm doing. I think if this works right, I'll be coming back like thunder. I mean, I'll have a whole new game plan and a whole new set of ideas. Maybe I will keep doing the weekends. The weekends are fun and it's casual and it's something people enjoy. At least one day a week, anyway. I'll do that this weekend. I'll do Saturdays and Sundays this week, and then we'll see how it goes. But I will not be back on next Monday. So if I don't know when Joey wants to start, it's her decision, her plan. If she wants the time slot, it'll be available for her. World's smallest fish room. Raven Thomas, what's he talking about? I don't know. Thank you, Gene Campbell. That's very, very kind of you. Derek Thompson. Hello, Derek. Stephen wants a fatherfish mug. No, I just ordered a whole bunch of new ones. So, yeah, please get on. Yeah, send me your address, Stephen. I'm happy to give you a mug. You've been such a good friend and so supportive and so helpful along the way. I'm just happy to do that. Raven is saying, I love those kinds of videos. Zachary Grella, what's one of the most interesting you've learned about the hobby? Excuse me. I don't know. I don't know who you're directing the question to, Zachary. Interesting things I've learned about the hobby. Wow. I don't know. I think probably the most interesting thing I've learned is that this hobby is like a hermitage. Because of its very nature, it kind of locks us into a room with living things by ourselves. It's like gardening. Gardening is the same way. Gardening is something you do really in isolation. You don't do it with a gang of other people typically. Now, you might get the kids out the weed for a while, but generally, if you're gardening, it's a very private, personal thing. And the fish hobby's like that too. That's not what I find most interesting. What's most interesting is how much hobbyists enjoy sharing what they're doing and look for opportunities to do it. That's why we have clubs, and I think that's why this YouTube Fish Fam channel has developed and become as substantial as it is. It's just full of people who are excited to share what they're doing and to learn from others. I think that's, for me, the most interesting thing I've learned being here. Let's see what else. World's Smallest Fish Room is talking about a channel called Biotopia. I've watched that. It's a guy who made a lot of underwater filming in different habitats in the Amazon River while looking at so many aquarium fish in their natural habitat. It is very, very cool. Another one I like is the underwater videos of the Rift Lakes in Africa, particularly the Lake Victoria and Lake Tanganyika. Tanganyika in particular, it has such unique behaviors, and those uh, natural photographers have been able to capture some of that behavior. Have got some really remarkable footage. If you can find it, that's well worth watching. Monster Fish Gal is mentioning the fatherfish Aquarium SHOAL on Facebook, and she has the link for that. There's a lot of activity there as well. I don't go there as often. I should do more, and I probably will begin to, because I'll be missing you all. So it'll be a way to kind of keep in touch with people. Okay, let's jump back down to the bottom here. Oh my, Rohan is saying yesterday a cow came and ate some of the veggies in the garden. That's terrible. Goodness sakes. Big Hook, good morning. From Big Hook Cat Fishing and Gardening, Clear Lake, California. Well, welcome, Big Hook. Nice to have you with us. Let's see. World's smallest surfer. I love to go out by myself and just sit and watch the tanks. Just watch and listen to the bubbling from the filters. Love it. I know, it's really true, isn't it? I sit here and fall asleep nearly every day. Who's this saying? Roman Sherrod. Weekend streams will be fun to continue. It's so cool to see other people's aquariums and fish rooms. Yeah, that's right. Um, Watching James the other day, his inverted aquariums, why not Wyoming? That was pretty exciting stuff. Really interesting. Derek Thompson, I need an underwater camera and a submersible to drop into my 40 gallon. I think that's a good idea for video footage. You know, it does. It's different doing it that way than even shooting through the glass. Um, I did a video a while back of I put a GoPro in my 200 with angels. Just let it sit there, and it was really fascinating watching the angels. I kind of gave them voices and talked as though I were the angels looking at that strange thing sitting in the tank. They were very curious about the camera. Came over to it, backed off from it. It was just really interesting. J Dog. Well, now there's more time for crab cakes. My wife is asking when we want them. Anytime, J Dog. J Dog's wife is from Maryland, and she does Maryland crab cakes. Oh, to die for. I'm ready. Anytime. Call me. I'll be there. Jason, off topic. Even been watching the Derek Chauvin trial, and I just lost. There it is. Can't believe his defense called an apartheid doctor. That's strange. Apartheid doctor. Huh. I don't know. I've not followed it at all. I read occasional articles about it, but I'm not interested at all in what's going on. Patrick Paulson. Thanks, Tam Shepard. Always nice to get a warm hug. You betcha. J Dog. Raven Thomas is saying, yes, Jason. See, I too am in Minnesota. Minnesota. James Handy, another good underwater documentary in South America, and he's got a link for that. So those are wonderful. And it's hard to get good documentaries, underwater documentaries in South America because the Amazon River is mud. There's no visibility, maybe 6 inch visibility. So anytime they can get up into the River Negra, where the water is clearer, dark but clear, um, they're just magnificent videos. Nuclear fission, the betta water, is talking about the betta. Goodness sakes, I'm sorry. I can't get my throat clear this morning. Uh, Nuclear fission, the betta water is that mineral water or spring water uh, in the gallon jug. The idea of drinking water for bettas is that drinking water contains minerals. It contains KH. The KH in it is between 4 and 5 typically, which means that it's able to hold a stable pH. So that's really the key, to have water that has enough KH, enough mineralization, carbonate mineralization, to be able to hold a stable pH. Otherwise, the pH goes right down to 6.0, which doesn't really harm the fish necessarily, but it lacks stability. Generally, the betta will tolerate it. He'll tolerate the changes as it occurs, but it's a matter of having this, sine curve, sine wave in your fish tank with pH. It's not a really healthy way to keep your fish. So if you use the drinking water that contains enough mineralization in it to be able to hold a stable pH. And Glassbox is saying, major bummer. I look forward to the morning show every day, but I understand. And I know you do, Glassbox. You've been so faithful, as have so many of you, been just amazingly faithful, being here every morning. Um, it touches my heart. It really does. Um, and I do not. I just feel like I need to get re-energized. I need to get refocused. I need to back off and take a look at what's going on and what I can do to get this channel really zinging along again, because it's sort of stumbling and bumbling around, uh, and needs better direction. So give me a little time. I'll be back with a vengeance. You watch. Big Hook is saying, I've learned a lot about fish habitats from watching my tanks, applying that to catching fish. Absolutely. It is remarkable how much you learn about fish behavior by simply watching these guys in a fish tank. It's artificial in the sense that it's limited, but the behavior is, to the extent that they're in a limited environment, the behavior is pretty normal, and you get a completely different sense about what fish really do when they eat, when they chase, when they rest, just everything, when they're lurking. It's a great way for a fisherman to learn more about fish as well. Good, good, good point, Big Hook. Thank you for that. Raven Thomas is saying, Jason, no fish store here. St. Cloud or online. Is that a bit of a haul for you? Can you add mineral water? Yes, absolutely. Nuclear. Absolutely. Mineral water is perfect. Mineral and spring water are pretty much the same. Depends on the spring water. Depends where it comes from. Some spring water has a lot of mineralization in it. Other spring water has none. It depends on the strata it's going through. If it's going through sand for miles, it's going to have little or none. If it's going through mineral deposits, it'll have potentially a great deal. Raven Thomas, having my first go with freshwater shrimp. Well, good job with that. I have a hard time with shrimp. Jason, Raven Thomas, not bad, about 40 to 50 minutes away. Does Malacca have a good fish store, or do you find yourself going to? So these guys are talking. Raven Thomas and Jason are in Minnesota, talking about where the local pet shops are. Naresh found the video on Underwater Angels. Got that link posted. Thank you, Naresh. And Chevy Fish has posted my PayPal. Patrick Paulson, Glassbox Fox. It's for the better, I promise. For all of us, we're going to enjoy. It'll be great fun when I get back up here, but it may take a while. We'll see. Derek Thompson, that's an IU. You just reinforced my next investment. Don't know what he's referring to, but maybe camera. Okay, scoot to the bottom here. Want to set up the dining room table all day and watch my fish, says Stan. You betcha. So much more to some fish than meets the eye. I wish everyone could see that. Can be really fascinating, Stephen. Yes, absolutely. There's so much you can learn, not just about fish, but about how things survive and how they thrive and what it really means to be healthy, all of that sort of stuff. Tam moved a 30-gallon into the kitchen last night. Now we have a 30-gallon, 55, 20 long and a 10 grow out tank in the kitchen. Good job, Tam. Well, it's easy to feed them there, isn't it? Jason C. Talking to Raven about fish stores still. Fun. Jason saying, yeah, fatherfish, Raven and I are in what's considered East Central Minnesota, which is the area just north of Minneapolis. It's a barren tundra 9 months of the year. Small town, says Raven. Bemidji, miss the forest. It's like missing the sea, You get there's certain environments that as a child you grow up in, and you always long to get back to them somehow. Mine was scrub brush. I grew up in scrub brush country, and there were chinkapins. Does anybody know what a chinkapin is? There were chinkapins, and in the fall, when the very prickly shells burst open, you could pick out these little nuts and break off the shell and eat them. They were delicious. Never found many, never more than a little handful, but loved them. Don't know that I've ever seen them available. Chinkapins. Somebody will know what that is. Uh, Jason grew up in the Black Hills of South Dakota, missed the mountains, streams, dark forests, and fresh rainbow trout. Wow, that's something to miss too, isn't it? That's something you have to get back to. James is saying my website is empty, still actively selling on GetKills. Yeah, we that's another thing. J Dog has put together a beautiful website for me, and I've done nothing with it. So that's something else I need to pay attention to. I need to get back on there. Need to get back on GetKills, get back on Aquabid, and see if I can just get some of this marketing stuff going on. I've got the packing down pretty well now, so that's working out fairly well. I don't know about 3 to 5 days, but so far it's okay. We'll see what happens this week. I shipped out, I think, 4 or 5 boxes of fish this week by Postal Service priority. So we'll see how they do. I am still actively selling on GetKills, and I'm going to be doing primarily natives. Yeah, Derek says I was talking about the camera. Wondering if I've ever taught any of the other YouTube fish folks, Aquarium Co-op, Serpay Design, and so forth. No, I really have not. Um, I've been kind of estranged from all of them, and I think part of the reason is that there's uh, among the among most of the bigger YouTubers, there's considerable resistance to the dirted tank. Um, it's not something that anyone has been able to adopt easily, and in fact, there's some pretty open opposition to it. So I've not felt particularly welcome in those circles, um, and have not been willing to go in and create a ruckus about it either. I got called out recently in a long video, an hour-long video, by Dr. Novak for sticking my nose in his channel. And it was really only 1 or 2 comments that I made to someone who had instigated the conversation with me, but it was on his channel, one of his videos, and he took extreme umbrage at me doing that. So again, I just have not felt at all welcome on any of those channels, and have had some negative feedback. So I've not been able to do much there, and that's kind of part of the problem. Um, I'm really not a part of the fish fam, other than among you guys who are here supporting me and being part of this conversation. And most of you are off, on other streams as well. Um, Most of those other streams are simply not. They're not interested in what I'm doing. They don't believe in it. They don't like it. They don't appreciate it. Many of them oppose it. And those who don't just really don't get it. So that's part of the reason I want to do this, because I need to refocus what I'm doing here. One of the primary themes that I've really not adequately addressed at all is biodiversity. Biodiversity is really the key to the whole deep substrate thing. Increasing biodiversity increases the stability of the environment. So I need to do videos on that. I need to focus on that. I need to drive that point home. because it runs absolutely in open conflict with what virtually everybody else is doing fish tanks is doing. They're trying to limit biodiversity, trying to control it and restrict it, rather than trying to enable it and allow it to become emergent. So this is a different approach. It's an approach that is not widely respected. It is narrowly respected, and I cherish those of you here who do respect it because you've learned the power of it, and the effectiveness of it. But too many other people are frankly afraid to try. So I need to find ways to deal with that. And I think this forum, I've gone as far as I can on this live stream forum. I think beyond this, it gets nasty. I have no desire to do that. Thank you. Why not Wyoming? Yeah, I appreciate it. Jason, maybe you could team up with the saltwater people who have influenced change in the freshwater, as what they're doing is always a step ahead, and they believe in biodiversity. You know, you're absolutely right, Jason. Saltwater is really where I got most of the basic principles of what I'm doing. I got it from coral breeders and research by geothermal Garf and others who have who have recognized the remarkable power of being able to do deep substrate and biodiversity in saltwater tanks as a way of being able to maintain very difficult, delicate animals. CM, completely agree with you on biodiversity. Tam Shepard, King of DIY, started a podcast. Been great to hear you and him talk. He talked to me once a few months back about inviting me up. I don't think he will, because he's another one who's not been willing to try the deep substrate. He's been right up to the edge of it and backed off. And I've challenged him on it. So I don't think he's going to want to get into a conversation with me about it, but we'll see. Tisha shopped this morning at the garden center. Instead of 2 plants, 9 plants accidentally hopped into my cart and refused to leave. Well, they found a home, didn't they? Good job, Tisha. Jason, go speak your mind and stir the pot. Get people thinking outside the box. Yeah, I know, and I do, Jason, but I try not to be harsh about it. Um, and when I'm treated harshly, um, then I tend not to defend myself. I tend to back off. And I'm not a particularly aggressive kind of person naturally, I think. Although my mind and my experience take me there, my personality has a hard time doing it. CM, I started my dirted tank just under 14 days, no filter. Things seem to be going really well. Everything you say makes complete sense. I appreciate you. Well, thank you, CM, very much. Fish are thought in MD tanks. Jason is saying, I think the last two would be more open to what you're saying, except they're going in a different direction too. Here's the thing: if you follow MD's a good example. Um, Amano, Amano really kicked this off. Also, the Green Machine in England while they were around. What they did, however, was they they merchandised the ingredients. Amano particularly merchandised every single ingredient. It had dozens of packets of different ingredients. You bought all of these packets, not cheap either, to be able to do what I'm doing for essentially no money or very little money. So, and that's kind of the direction that uh, early effort took. I mean, what Amano did was put together deep substrates. That's what he did. Enormously effective. What Green Machine did, same thing, deep substrates. They didn't talk about it in those terms, and they didn't talk about dirted tanks because they were commercializing the products. Going out and digging out a shovel full of dirt in your backyard and putting it in your tank is not commercializing the product. It's not commercializing the approach. And that's, I think, the main difference. I'm not looking for a way to make money at this. I'm looking for a way to get a concept into the hobby that people can run with. I think the commercialization and all of the commercial products have have created a kind of a wall that's walled off the foundational principles involved in doing deep substrates. They're not even calling it deep substrate. So um, Jason, would 75 gallons be enough for a rainbow trout? Well, rainbow trout start small and get big. It depends on what the limit size is. Probably 6 to 7 inches. That would be okay. Once they get much over a foot, they need more space. And the problem with rainbow trout is they want to be in very clean flowing water. And that's kind of hard to do. Um, you can do a big power head on one side of the one corner of the tank and flow that water around. So it's creating a cycling effect. That can work real well for fish like rainbow trout, fish that want to be in a stream or a river or running water. The trick with any fish like that is they like to jump. So you need to have a really good cover in order to be able to make that work effectively. Just to keep them in it. Stephen, fatherfish, let's go and do it together. Anyone wants to get froggy, I'd love to deal with that while you stir in the pot with a giant spoon. You're on, Stephen. Let's do it. We'll get together. I'll give you a call. We'll get together. Derek, money should be made from this hobby by decommercializing and encouraging self sufficiency. Everyone should own a garden, and an aquarium is the best organic nutrient source IMO. You betcha, Derek, and that's really the key. Anybody who has a garden needs to have a fish tank. If you have a garden and don't have a fish tank, you're missing out on half the fun because they're the same thing. They are the same thing. You do your tank the same way you do your garden, and it'll be brilliant, and you'll love it. Tori, what? Trying to find me on Discord. Different Tory, I guess. I think they did. I'm not. I don't know what's going on there. Lost me on that one. Derek Thomas, if everyone in the hobby reached a neutral point in operation costs, they could save on buying produce by growing their own. and that can go into selling livestock and plants. Yeah, there's no reason for this hobby to be an expense. The only expense should be buying the fish and maybe plants. But that's about it. There really isn't anything else that costs that money. And if you're spending a lot of money beyond that, you're wasting money. You're spending it on things that you can do cheap or free otherwise. All right, we are at 10 o'clock, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I thought I had some music. There it is. There we go. That was supposed to be playing the whole time. It wasn't. Well, anyway. All right, my loves. I will see you in the morning. You can get cheap tanks, Rich. There are cheap tanks available all over the place. People that get into this thing fail and want to get out of it. Used tanks are every bit as good as new tanks. Unless you put something real super fancy in your living room, you can get by on used tanks, and they're a whole lot cheaper. So thank you all. Appreciate you. I'll be back in the morning. We'll talk again tomorrow morning, and then I will seriously consider continuing the weekends, Saturday, Sunday evenings. That would be fun to do. Take care for now. Love you all. Bye bye from Father Fish.